All right, guys. So I know that this next story here is not in line with kind of the stories I cover on this channel because this is a political channel. But I think it is kind of aligned with the black conservative perspective to a certain extent. Now, this story is about Cam Newton, who, I'm a fan of Cam Newton, right? I was a Panthers fan. I'm still a Panthers fan. It's just hard for me to say that nowadays with the way that organization is being run. But I'm a Panthers fan. I've been a Panthers fan all my life. Therefore, obviously, I have a soft spot for Cam Newton. And Cam is somebody that I was a fan of even when he was at Auburn, right? When he won a national championship. And I've done a lot of research on Cam Newton because there's been a lot that's been said about Cam Newton, okay? And a lot of people say that Cam Newton is arrogant, and that he's selfish, that he's childish, a lot of things that are negative. And I'm not going to say that some of those things aren't true. But, personally for me, with the amount of stories that I've heard about professional athletes, having played football with professional athletes before, I can tell you straight up, arrogance is a requirement for being a professional athlete to a certain extent, right? Now, there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, but you'll find that a lot of those guys would be classified as arrogant. I mean, I've heard stories about Aaron Rodgers and the way he carries himself out in public, and people would definitely classify Aaron Rodgers as arrogant. So I don't think that is necessarily a rare trait in sports. But one thing I will say is that for as arrogant as Cam may be, he has given back a lot to the Charlotte community and everywhere he goes, right? He is very charitable. Probably a little bit too charitable in some aspects, but he's very charitable. I think he's a good guy, right? He's definitely, again, have some issues, right? But I think he's overall a good guy that really loves kids. He really likes kids. There's a lot of things that he's done for the community that don't necessarily get media attention because he's not necessarily trying to get media attention. He just does it because that's who he is. And one of the things that he does is these football camps for kids, right? These Cam Newton football camps in which, he's giving these kids who are probably underprivileged opportunity to interact with him, who is a professional athlete, and other professionals in the industry, right? To get their skills up and to give them an opportunity to, learn from the best. And we've seen videos like this in the past where at these camps, these kids will start heckling Cam Newton. And to be fair, Cam Newton goes back and forth with the kids too. But this most recent video that came out really just kind of struck a nerve with me because I think that the takes that I've seen on this video have just been just kind of bad, right? A lot of people have been coming at Cam Newton because of what he said, which was wrong. But at the same time, I don't think they're addressing the core issue that really should be addressed, particularly, when we're talking about black people. So let's take a look at this video here and go from there.
You ass. You're a free agent. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. You're a free agent. I'm rich. He's still free agent. Where's your daddy at? Let me talk to your dad. Let me talk to your dad. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. Where's your dad? You're a free agent. You're a free agent. You ass. Talk to. Let me. Where's your dad? Where's your pop? Where's your dad?
All right, guys. So if you didn't know, right, when somebody says you're ass, that means you're bad, right? You butt cheeks, you bad. You're bad at what you do. The kid was calling Cam Newton bad at being quarterback, right? That he's trash. Now, again, I don't necessarily agree with that take either. I don't think Cam is trash. I just think Cam has gotten very unlucky as of late. I mean, the New England Patriots literally have nobody to throw to. Now, that doesn't mean that Cam has been the best. But I mean, if you look at, what he's had around him and the fact that the team still went 7-9 with, basically a depleted defense and no wide receivers, no tight ends, no weapons at all on offense, which was primarily driven by Cam Newton, I would give him a pass for what happened last season. But Jason Whitlock's take on this is that we built an entire culture based on disrespect, gangster rap and battle rap, and materialism in the bag, and we're feigning shock. A kid would disrespect Cam Newton, and Cam would respond by shouting, "I'm rich." It's a mirror of what we've constructed. We don't value self-respect. And then there was an interesting response to this from Uche Narari, who says, bro, what the F are you talking about? This kid didn't learn this dumb ish from no gangster rap. That's the same lame ass bull that you and your ilk tried in the 90s. He learned this disrespect BS from his parents. So please get your tone on point or shut the F up, dude. Wow. Powerful response there. So who do I agree with? I agree with both, right? And the reason why I agree with both is because Jason Whitlock is right? Like when we have a culture that's associated with, materialism, right? And, disrespect to a certain extent, right? Like it's cool to, diss the next black man, right? Or to clown him or bring him down in some way. Obviously, this is something that, we shouldn't be surprised to see. And, obviously Cam Newton, being a grown person, should not be responding to a kid like this saying that I'm rich, right? Or even really going back and forth with the conversation, right? I mean, it's one thing if they're going back and forth when it's just about whatever they're doing in camp. But what this kid said to Cam Newton was something that I could not even fathom saying in a situation like that. And I grew up loving Julius Peppers. Julius Peppers was my favorite athlete. I wanted to walk like him, talk like him, be like him because he was from the same area I'm from, right? Same part of the state. He went to UNC Chapel Hill. He played for the Panthers. That dude was basically God to me, right? Growing up. And if I had went to a camp, a Julius Peppers camp, I would never even think about saying something like that, right? Matter of fact, I don't even care who camp I went to. If I'm at a professional athlete camp, I would never come out my mouth and say anything disrespectful about a professional athlete, no matter if I think they are good or bad. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, any professional athlete is still in the 99.99999% tile of athletes, period. Right? Even if they're bad in the NFL, they're still better than everybody else on the planet. Right? So there's a certain amount of respect that you should have for somebody that is spending money, time, and resources to help you get better at a sport, to maybe help give you an opportunity to do what they did. Okay? And because Cam Newton spent that money and that time and to do this, I think that it looks very, very bad on the parents to have a child disrespect a grown person like that. And the way I was raised to, even if you don't like somebody, right? Even my parents don't like somebody, you never disrespect that person. Okay? Even if it's somebody the family don't like, as a child, you have no place to be disrespecting an adult. Right? Even if that adult is childish. Even if you say, well, Cam Newton's a childish person, still no room for disrespect. Child shouldn't be doing that. Just like Cam shouldn't be responding with saying that he's rich. Right? Obviously, that response is a pathetic response. And an arrogant response. Because I would question how long Cam Newton is going to stay rich, considering some of the things I see him spending money on. Right? Like, the clothes, the shoes, the women, the children. Cam's spending habits has me worried. Right? He has me worried. He's made a lot of money. He's made over $100 million. But when $1 million of that money has been spent on clothes and depreciating assets, and other things that I'm seeing that Cam is spending money on, don't get me wrong, he has a lot of different businesses too. But at the same time, I'm a little worried about Cam Newton and his financial future, to a certain extent. Just paying attention to all the kids that he got, potential child support, the money that he spent, the stuff that he spends money on. Probably shouldn't be bragging about being rich. Okay, you might want to get that together. But regardless, I do think that Uchi here is also correct in the sense that this does come from parents, right? This does come from parents allowing kids to be disrespectful. If I was a parent and I saw my child doing that to Cam, I definitely would not be paying to take him to any more camps anymore. Because you're disrespecting an adult who's a professional athlete that's trying to get you better. I've just seen some takes on this where people are talking about, the child, he clowned Cam Newton, he got Cam Newton. I'm like, that's not the right take for this. Like, even if it's true, like, you can't be celebrating kids disrespecting adults, right? That's a part of the culture that, again, is something that we got to work on, is having respect for adults, whether you agree with them or not, right? Respecting them for who they are and their wisdom, and the fact that this athlete took the time to come out here when he could have, again, a rich athlete could have been, I don't know, hanging out with women, right? Hanging out with his kids, spending time with his family. you know, doing something else. He's out here trying to help you get better, to help you become a better athlete, to help you reach your dreams, to help you do what he did. Again, no matter how you feel about Cam Newton, because of that, there's a certain amount of respect that this child should have for Cam Newton at an event like this. So I think it's a little bit of both here. And I just want to get my take on that. I think the child should have been a lot more respectful. I think it was disrespectful. Cam obviously didn't respond well, but at the same time, I mean, it shouldn't even got to that point in the first place. So let me know what you guys think. Who do y'all think is more out of line? Cam Newton or this child? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.